What is an ephod? That's an interesting question and an interesting word. An ephod is the garment that the high priest wore for Israel in the tabernacle in the Old Testament. What's interesting about the ephod is it was specifically designed a certain way, and God had specific instructions on how Moses and the priest should make and wear the ephod. Another cool fact about the ephod is the high priests weren't the only ones that wore the ephod. The ephod was worn by David in times where he had trouble and where he wanted to seek the Lord for guidance. You can read in 1 Samuel about where David put on the ephod and asked the priest for the ephod. So at the end of 1 Samuel, David gets in a situation where his men that he's leading want to kill him. They want to kill him because they're mourning over the loss of their people that were taken by the Emulites. Now David didn't freak out about this situation. He actually seeked the Lord for strength. Then David asked the priest if he could wear the ephod. He said, "Where is the ephod?" He didn't ask the priest what God was telling them to do. He wanted to go to God himself. So before Jesus, people just talked to Yahweh or the angels of the Lord before Jesus came to earth in the Old Testament. But to do that, the high priest wore the ephod to hear from the Lord. So this is what David did. He knew how to talk to the Lord. So he put on that ephod and he prayed to the Lord and asked him for guidance. What should I do in this situation? Should I go after the Emulites and pursue them? He asked in 1 Samuel 38. The Lord responded, yes, you should. So then he was successful in bringing back what the Emulites took. They took their wives, they took their children, and he did that because he put on the ephod and seeked out God. Now, in modern day, we don't have ephods. We don't have to wear them to ask the Lord for his guidance because that was the Old Testament way. David prepared himself to hear from God by putting on the ephod. We got to put on our ephod spiritually, not physically. Prepare our mind in prayer, in scripture, to hear from God.